everybody, so glad to have you with me today. We're talking about an exciting topic here. It Cosmetics has come out with something new. It's called Bye Bye Foundation. Looks a heck of a lot like a little something we know called the CC cream. Both have SPF 50+. This is described as a full coverage moisturizer, and the CC cream's description has always been color correcting full coverage cream. And I have been a huge fan of this product over the years. I mean, we're going back several years probably on my channel with me giving this stuff high praise, Emily Awards, the whole shebang. It really is a product that does the two-in-one function really well. It can moisturize the skin. Sometimes I go without any sort of moisturizer when I wear this, but it also packs in tremendous coverage. And since this launch, they've also put out like a bronzer version of this. They have an illumination version as well that I'm very familiar with. And so I had a lot of prior, knowledge and kind of preferences built up when I decided to try the Bye Bye Foundation, which has come out more recently in Ulta stores. In this video, I just want to tell you, what are the similarities, what are the differences. I will be sharing my personal opinion, but as you'll see, it doesn't necessarily mean that one is better or that there's a right or a wrong choice necessarily. There are just some aspects of a certain one that make it something that I'll continue to repurchase, and the other will be the one that I don't. As far as the ingredients on these, I did compare down a very long list of ingredients, and there is a ton of overlap. It's not identical, but there's a lot the same. In a nutshell, I would describe the Bye Bye Foundation as a little bit lighter and a slightly more luminous looking product on the skin than the original CC cream. I feel like this falls somewhere between the original CC cream and then the illumination version. Not quite as glowy as the illumination, but it does have just a little more look of a subtle sheen on the skin, whereas the CC cream, which seems plenty moisturizing, as you blend it in, definitely packs some moisture in on my skin. But what has always been fascinating to me about this product was that it wasn't an especially glowy product on the skin as it sits and as it continues to wear. It's got more of a matte look to it, and I think it's slightly heavier on the skin than this Bye Bye Foundation. As far as the shades I'm holding here, I have the It Cosmetics CC Cream in Light. For a long time I've worn medium. Right now I think light is definitely the more appropriate skin tone match for me, and I have this one in light medium, the Bye Bye Foundation. Just judging by the shade description on the website, I thought this might better suit my skin because the actual light in this version talked about being more suited for a yellow undertone. Another thing here though is the shade range. The CC cream is only out in 7 shades and the Bye Bye Foundation is in 12, and some might argue that even with the 12 shades there's not enough variety, and when we are seeing foundation lines launching these days with around 30 shades in the line, 12 still doesn't necessarily feel like enough, even though it's an expansion for It Cosmetics. The thing about the Bye Bye Foundation is that I do feel like the shades are a bit more forgiving because this is just slightly more sheer than the CC cream. I mean, I've been using it, I've used it all over the face on its own, and I've done several side-by-side comparisons, which I am doing today. I've got the original CC cream on this side, and I've got the Bye Bye Foundation on this side. And because this is just a little more sheer, I do feel like you could be a little off in your shade and it would still sort of end up ultimately blending in. Whereas with the CC cream, I think it's a little more important that you're pretty accurate with that shade. And so I think that is odd that they don't have more shades in the CC cream so you can very accurately get the exact right tone for you. But anyways, I mentioned I have each of these on and I'm going to show you the application. First off with the CC cream, and I'm just using a little brush from Eco Tools here to buff it in. I do feel like that gives me the best coverage with both of these products is using a brush. And I used half a pump because all over my full face I would have used a full pump. So for half the face I'll use half, and I just buffed this in all over the skin. Again, I'm wearing light in the CC cream and I think it's a great shade match. I see plenty of moisture, going in on my skin at this point in time, and I just have a light moisturizer underneath. But in a pinch, I've always thought this product combined the two functions very well, moisturization and coverage. And as that slightly begins to dry down on the skin, I can see an even more perfected look to things because it is coming off with that matte look. Not unnaturally matte, not dry flaky matte, but just, there's not any additional sheen to the skin. Now let's put on the Bye Bye Foundation. So this again, I used a half pump and I used the same brush because I think that's important with consistency in terms of giving it the chance to have the same coverage that the CC cream has. And I can immediately notice a slight bit thinner texture of this product. It is very easy to blend, there's no difficulty there, but it's just a little bit thinner, and I can also see a bit more of a sheen on the skin. Again, it's not as much as the illumination version of the CC cream, but it's definitely there. And the difference in the ultimate finish on the skin is something I continue to notice more like within hours of wear, not so much like right at the beginning. And one other little tidbit here, I did make sure to use a new tube of the CC cream because when I was making some initial comparisons like a week or so ago, I thought maybe my other CC cream is too old and maybe that's affecting the consistency of it. So now I've been comparing new tube to basically new tube, and I still feel like my newer CC cream is performing just the same way the other one did. So since putting the CC cream and the Bye Bye foundation on, you might be wondering what else is going on the skin. Well, I did do under eye concealer on each side. I used the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in C5. I lightly set that with a little bit of the Lace Luxury Baking Powder. I have a hint of bronzer around the hairline and in the hollows of the cheeks, and then I have a little bit of the Bye Bye Pores blush in Sweet Cheeks on my cheeks. This blush might have a hint of a glow to it, but it's not super shimmery, and I did not put on, any highlight today, just so I wouldn't confuse myself as the day went on with like what's giving me that effect on my skin. But again, not my first rodeo today with these products, and I do expect to see similar results today as I wear them. What I can see on my skin with the Bye Bye foundation is a little more texture. It just seems a little more apparent around the sides of the nose, around the under eye area. In the days that I've worn this, I actually found the overall staying power, like is it still present on your skin at the end of the day? That surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as good as it was, just because this product had a hint more luminosity to it. But this looks fresher on my skin, a little more flawless. I see a little less texture on my skin, and I mean, they can go on and on with their hydrating, anti-aging, 3D skin flex technology, and there's a whole laundry list of claims, on this you can read for yourself on the Ulta website, and it sounds fabulous. And same with the CC cream too. They've got like such a write-up on these things. But in practical day-to-day use, all I can say is this is going to be the one that I continue to repurchase and use because I think it's doing the best things for my skin. I think what always made this product fascinating to me was that it could moisturize me, and it did have that coverage. Better than any other CC cream product, totally on par with various foundations that I have. The claims on both of these say full coverage, and I don't know that either one is a true full coverage product. You know what I'm saying? Strong medium coverage on this one. Yes, more of a standard medium coverage with this one is what I would say. Both can be built up more, but I don't think it does me any favors to really wear extra, especially with this because I only start to notice a little bit more of a sheen. And again, no offense to the CC cream, but there are full coverage foundations out there that can out coverage this product that I've tried. But this is still fantastic, and like I said, it's combining two functions really well with the moisturization and the coverage. I can already see, just looking up close at my skin right now, I can see more settling around my under eye area, just more texture right there, and I can also see more right here around the side of the nose, bottom of the cheek, like there's kind of a pore zone that's developing for me there, and we're only working on like an hour's worth of wear right now. Now this is just my experience. As similar as these products would appear to be, I do think there are differences, and I think there may be a market for both, If you felt like the CC cream original was maybe too heavy feeling on the skin, if you've ever felt like the CC cream was not in your proper shade, this does have a wider shade range. If you ever felt like the CC cream was a little too matte and you wanted a hint more glow to it, but the illumination was a bit much, this is kind of a middle ground in terms of finish. For my skin type, which is very normal, not overly oily, not overly dry, I feel like the CC cream wears best for me. I have overall pretty smooth skin, but if I look real closely, there are minor pore and texture situations, and I just feel like this wears more flawlessly. But if you've tried the Bye Bye foundation and you feel like, wow, that works better on me, I could see it maybe meshing with certain skin types better. To me, it's kind of odd because I feel like both offer about the same level of moisture to my skin. This one just almost creates the illusion of offering a little bit more because it comes off more glowy in finish. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the CC cream is definitely the more foundation-like product, and this one is a little bit more like other CC cream, BB cream type products that I've tried. It's really odd, but I wasn't in charge of naming them, wasn't in charge of creating them. I'm just passing along my experiences, and I would be happy to know about yours as well in the comments section. If you've tried them, just let us know, like, what's your skin type, what types of similarities or differences did you see? And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this was informative, and I will see you soon. Bye. So I just wanted to show you a little kind of progress check here on the way this makeup is wearing. And I have been to the dentist this morning. I had some like goggles on that were sort of cutting in here and touching also on the sides of my nose. So I'm cutting a little slack on that as far as the makeup wear goes. But this side I feel like is wearing a bit more matte, and I can't quite see as much texture on my skin. And here already kind of around, you know, the cheek area, sort of the nose crevice area, I'm just seeing a little bit more wear there. Although the product is still on, it's just sometimes the effect I expect to see from different slightly luminous foundation-y products. So just thought I'd pass that along, and we'll check in again later. So I'm at about the 10.5 to 11 hour mark for wearing this foundation, or these foundations I should say, and I'm actually pretty impressed by the wear on both, just in terms of overall staying power. Like, is it still on the skin? Yes, it is. There are a few areas where, again, I would say it's wearing just a bit better if you're looking really closely at it. The CC cream, I just feel like the skin looks a bit more even overall. The under eye looks a little smoother. Wear down on the side of the nose looks a bit smoother, whereas over here, I just feel like I'm seeing a little bit more. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you out, and I will see you again soon. Bye.